we've we we came out. It was supposed to be green and tall, but apparently we ended up with the wrong one, the wrong box, and so we have a white Christmas tree. Kind of odd for the tropics, but hey, it's actually been with us for 4 years now, and just in case it never occurred to you dun sa mga maglalabas pa lang ng Christmas tree, because we normally come out with the Christmas tree December 20, but this year my wife said, okay, we will come out with the Christmas tree much earlier just to break the spell, break the bad jujus in the air. So we've come out, pero kung may mga Christmas tree kayo, lalo na yung mga artificial, yung mga plastic, might I suggest that you give them a bath. You give them a shampoo, so to speak. Kasi kahapon, the other day when my wife brought out this white Christmas tree, it wasn't exactly white as the driven snow. It was milky white, milky dust because of the dust white. And so what she had to do, she washed it because I'm renovating a house, and ayun po, medyo maganda na lumabas. In fact, she told me not to do this, but I am bringing out one of her art, handiwork. Yan po yung kanyang mga Christmas gnome, and there are two more down there at the foot of the Christmas tree. I just want to cheer up everybody. It's Thursday, and interestingly, it would feel like a slow day. Even Team Agenda, our team who's been sila Dijo, sila Gab, Winona, Jen, Arvik, I have a feeling it wasn't an easy day for them to get guests yesterday, because it's been slow, and maraming mga tao talagang medyo recluse already. So, but in any case, we still have guests for today, and we still have important topics. I was just kind of hoping, we would be able to find some cheery stories. If you know of any cheery stories out there, please let us know. If you know of any good businesses that started up there, please let us know. And so we can feature them. Sabi nga namin, dito sa Agenda, libre, basta may katuturan, as long as the business makes sense, or even, people who help others. In any case, today is November 26, 2020, and please bear with me. I have to say, I love you to my darling wife of 26 years. It is November 26, and it is also our 26th anniversary. So, kumbaga, editorial license na lang po ito na binabati ko yung wife ko, and she has been a good, godly, faithful wife. And if you have a wife that is good, godly, and faithful, guys, please shower them with affection. Bring them breakfast in bed at least once a week. Guys, para sa inyo, yung mga medyo mahina pumick up, alam nyo, pagdalan nyo lang ng almusal sa kama, breakfast in bed, with no ulterior motives, walang mga reward factor in mind. But that goes a long way in lighting up the marriage, the relationship, and of course, many other things. Respect. And I just love my wife. Many people kind of noticed that. They said, why do you always you always, not why, but you always mention your wife's name. And marami kasi mga tao sumisikat sa buhay, nakakarating ng mga matataas na posisyon, but they never give credit or acknowledgement to their wife. Mine is Karen, and you've all heard of my daughter Hannah. They don't give credit to their wife or their children. Ironically, when things go bad, it is the wife and the children who suffer. When things go great, the wife and the children don't get to stand in the podium, don't get to go on stage, or don't get to stand before the camera and be in the limelight. So, not just today, but on a daily basis, honor your wife, honor your children, recognize them, and thank them for their sacrifice. Kumbaga sa Amerika, sinasabi nila doon sa mga sundalo, even our soldiers, I hope you would do the same. We thank you for your service to the nation. Dapat lang tayo, we should say, we thank you for your service and sacrifice to to me, okay, or for me. In any case, do watch us. And for those of you who have not subscribed to Signal TV at nanonood sa Facebook, you can watch us on Signal TV channels 8 and 250. And you can also watch us on YouTube by putting in One News PH. And of course, those who are on Signal TV, biglang kailangan ng pumasok or need to go somewhere, you can keep tuned, stay tracked by watching us on facebook.com/onenewsph. A shout out, a good day to all of our viewers abroad, particularly in the US, and those who send me messages. Anyway, today we will speak with Congresswoman Representative Angelica Natasha BHW party list. I think this is Barangay Health, ewan ko kung health workers or Barangay Health Welfare Party List. Meron palang ganung party list. Ano? Let's find out from Congresswoman Angelica Natasha ano ba yung BHW? And I think she has expressed her concern in the House of Representatives kasi raw so far from what she's been hearing, or at least I'm assuming what she's been hearing, is that the money that the government and officials have been talking about might not cover the cost of vaccinating the 70% of Philippine population. Kasi sabi nila, we need 70% herd immunity. Meaning 70% of the population must be vaccinated or must be immune to COVID-19 if we want to wipe it out of the Philippines. Kasi with those numbers daw, halos wala nang malilipatan yung COVID. And in a matter of weeks, patay-patay na si COVID kasi wala na siyang mapuntang host. Kahit na may 30% pa tayong population, kung hindi naman na-expose yung 30% at yung 70% ay nabakunahan, and chances are the virus will die, natural death, except there is new transmissions coming in. But we're all hoping that by then, even those abroad have been vaccinated. In any case, we will also speak with Dr. Anthony Leachon. Doc Tony Leachon, former advisor National Task Force versus COVID. Pag-usapan natin kasi yung COVID vaccine, double dose daw. At least the Pfizer, if I'm not mistaken, is a double dose. You get a first shot and a booster shot. And that's usually the case, I think, with half of the vaccines out there. Does this mean it's going to be double the price also? And what are the new things happening out there in terms of ano nababalita dito sa laway lang talo-talo na test? Kasi today, the government, I will be reading that in the papers, but the Department of Health and the Department of Trade and Industry, well, primarily the Department of Health, finally, in the long of time, naglabas na ng presyo. Malalaman niyo yan mamaya. Para dun sa RT-PCR COVID testing na kinulit ko po ng kinulit yan. Ang tagal-tagal, halos linggo-linggo, sinasabi ko yan sa column ko. In any case, we will also speak with Undersecretary Epimaco Densing III regarding of the DILG, regarding the many concerns of the DILG kasi ito pong COVID, illegal mining, illegal logging, tree planting, basura, etc. But in the meantime, the time is 8:09. Let's go to the front page of the Philippine Star, the best paper in town, less than 30 days before Christmas. Ayun po, may dancing musical fountain near the 40-foot Christmas tree in the city of Manila sa tapat po ng Manila City Hall. Okay? You will see the clock, the big clock of Manila City Hall na na-repair many years ago and is running. So, medyo yun na yung ika nga eh. Kung may Christmas tree ako sa likod ko, may Christmas tree din sila sa harapan ng Manila. In any case, up on the top of the headline of the front page, we see the government has set a price cap on COVID swab tests. Para dun po sa gustong malaman, magkano, Sito? Ito po. 5,000 pesos. 5,000 pesos. At least that's what I got to read this morning on page 3 of the Philippine Star. The DOH-GTI said 5,000 pesos na yan. Pero sabi ni Duque, sana naman po yung mga below 5,000 sana hindi na magtaas. Hello, kailangan mo pa bang ma-explain yan? Kasi usually, that's ironic. They put the price at 5,000 para yun na, no more 6,000, no more 7,000, no more 8,000. Okay? Now, that's good. I have to say, that's good. Okay? Good is good. But the problem is, yung dumating asawa ko from the Netherlands, she had a swab test at the airport. It was only 4,000. Okay? And okay pa rin yun, 5,000. Kung may pera ka. What about people who can barely, I don't know. I'm sorry, magkano ba yung minimum wage, no? Sana man lang, tinali na natin dun sa 4,000 para lahat ng gustong magpates o feeling kailangan magpates, magpapates. Anyway, you will say, I'm being picky, I'll never be happy, but that was the whole point, government and the Red Cross presumably were setting the standard because they were in the front line. Then suddenly, we have a compromise na 5,000. The big question is, who can afford the 5,000 peso test and how many of the population? Because at the end of the day, that means only people who can afford 5,000 will get tested. And talk about companies that have so many employees, we're going to have a problem. Okay, now, meanwhile, the banner story is on the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission, or the PACC, tagging a dozen congressmen in alleged anomalous projects. Alam mo, about a month ago, when Greco Belhica came out with that story that congressmen were involved in the anomalies and were involved in acts of corruption, Congressman Mike Defensor kind of blew a fuse and said, name names. Nakakasakit kayo ng damdamin, dadama yung inosente, magpangalan kayo. And I said, well, in fairness to Belhica et al., mahirap mag-name names kasi gagantihan ninyo. Gagawin nyo 1 peso budget, haharas ninyo, etc., etc. But then here, parang parang pinahaba nitong Greco Belhica yung usapan dito. I don't know. I don't know why. It's like, why are they making a story out of this but not acting on it? The president makes a call on corruption this, corruption that. Biglang sabi, congressman ba? Tabla. And now, eto, marami raw. Meron daw. Ito, sabi, nako, meron may nabasa pa ako, sabi, mga tawag nito, mga 10 or less. Anyway, blaha ka mo diha. On the other hand, the Trade Department assured the public that all transactions with the Philippine International Trading Corporation, or PITC, are above board as the Senate plans to investigate the PITC funds. Ayan na naman, investigate na naman, tas wala na naman mangyayari. Below the story, the United States has turned over a 710 million peso aerial system to the Philippine Navy. Okay. Magagamit ba yun? Okay. At the lower part of the front page, the Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, has issued show cause orders to various officials who could have been involved in irregularities in government projects. Okay. Medyo parang mag-explika raw sila. The news on the Christmas season is to wrap up the front page stories. Holiday traffic back on Metro Manila roads, and the Health Department again warning the public that the season could be a COVID super spreader. Ayun po, medyo ewan ko sa inyo, medyo kami, umiiwas na talaga kami, naglalakad na lang kami, papayat pa kayo. In any case, let's go to our first interviewee for the morning. She is the representative of the Barangay Health Wellness Party List, and she is also a member for the Minority Health Economic Affairs Committee. Let's speak with Congresswoman Angelica Natasha ko. Congresswoman, good morning.
Hi, good morning, sir.
Okay, favor naman kasi ngayon ko lang nadinig yung party list mo. Medyo, at least para naman alam ng tao, ano ba yung BHW? And meron pala nun, Barangay Health Wellness. I'm not poking fun, kasi parang, alam mo, we learn something new every day. Could you tell us what BHW is?
Well, we actually represent the barangay health workers. So that every barangay po there is around 7 to 10. No, that's usually 1% of the population of the barangay. So depending on the population number, ganun po kadami ang barangay health workers natin sa Pilipinas. So we have about 400,000 barangay health workers in the Philippines po.
Okay, so you're representing the health workers in the Philippines. Now, my question is, kamusta naman ang mga barangay health workers in the Philippines? Because, fair is fair. We're all giving glory, salutations, and honor to frontline nurses, doctors, medical technicians. Pero may mga nagsabi nga, parang nakakalimutan na yung mga tiga-barangay.
Well, with the current situation right now, medyo it's much better. They were given with the administrative orders signed by the president. They were able to be given allowances para pagka nag-duty sila, depending on the number of days, they can get certain allowances. Depende sa days that they were able to give their duties.
Okay,
so,
now...
But
yeah.
Just for reason, they're volunteers kasi. So hindi sila binibigyan ng sweldo talaga. These people are volunteers. Talagang kusang duty sa kanilang barangay. So with the allowances, parang kahit papaano naiibsan yung nila. Kasi yung pagpunta pa lang nila ng barangay health center, that's already on them eh. So now it's much better na they're included in the allocations by the national government.
Yeah, Congresswoman ko, I'm curious. Okay, so yan, I didn't know. Kala ko, pag sinabing barangay health worker, yan ay isang official nurse, official doctor na swelduhan ng mga barangay. As you were saying, these health workers are volunteers. But are they actually health practitioners, licensed health practitioners? Kasi yung ibang mga barangay, na ang nagmamando o tumatao, they're manned by retirees, by senior citizens na, well, I got nothing to do at home, I might as well make use of myself in the barangay. But are we talking about real nurses and doctors when you say health workers?
Hindi po ito yung mga doctors and nurses. Well, maybe merong iba sa kanila ng doctors and nurses, but yung barangay health workers po, hindi po sila licensed physician or licensed nurses, but they are certified. The DOH certifies their training. At first they're trained for 3 years voluntarily po ito. So talagang they're giving 3 years of time to get trained when it comes to mga first aid, mga kailangan sa barangay health clinic. So for example po, kasi usually po ang mga barangay health workers talagang madalas kilala talaga sila sa yung mga medyo masuwalang hospitals. Kasi dito sa atin, sa mga syudad po, talagang dumidiretso na tayo sa doktor or dumidiretso na tayo sa hospitals. But talagang sa provinces where healthcare is well, not enough. No? For example, malalayo po ang mga hospitals, they go to the barangay health clinics first. Yun po, sila po ang they're manning the barangay health centers there. Sila ang nag-administer ng first aid, sila ang nagbe-BP, sila yung umiikot house to house kapag there's a immunization. For example, this November, yung immunization ng polio ang inaasikaso talaga nila. So talagang mandated by the DOH kung which programs ang gagawin nila for the month.
Okay, that gives me the perfect transition to the topic of vaccination. Kasi ang nabalitaan ko, you have expressed concern that yung binabudget ng national government for the vaccine for COVID-19 might end up insufficient, baka kapusin, baka kulangin kasi baka mali yung pagka-estimate. Could you explain that, please?
I think it's important to note that with the vaccine, talagang mataas yung cost if we plan on vaccinating 70%, 60 to 70% of the Filipinos, no? Kasi if national government alone would carry the burden of the cost, it's quite big. Kasi as you mentioned kanina po, na-mention ninyo, we need 2 doses, no? And each dose costs around $20. And that's at cost already. Meaning to say, ngayon pong nasa time of the pandemic pa tayo, everybody who will avail of it, Pfizer and Moderna, which are the 2 companies po who made the vaccines, talagang sila ang nagsabi na mismo na at cost nila yun ibebenta. So, meaning to say, the first few years, kung at cost yung $20 and then 2 doses ang kailangan, and then we have to vaccinate around, let's say, 60 to 70 million Filipinos, the cost would really be quite big. So if you multiply it, ngayon po, ang naka-ready natin na amount to buy vaccine is around 70 billion, I think. 70 billion to vaccinate just 30% of the population. But as you mentioned din, kanina po, tama po yun, that around 70% ang dapat ma-vaccinate na Filipinos so that herd immunity will succeed, no? Kasi dapat mas marami than 50% ang herd immunity. So that's the percentage count. If we do that, if we count 70% of the population, kulang po yung nakahanda natin to buy vaccines.
Yeah, I was, because when I was studying this, I did reverse math kasi alam mo, mahina tayo sa mathematics, take 7 ako sa math 11 eh. Pero sinabi kasi nila 70 to 73 billion to immunize 70%. But you're saying, but if you compute double dose, hindi lang pala 70 billion. 1.4 trillion ba yun or something? Kasi 70 plus 70, di ba? 140. So 1.4 trillion ba? Tama. Congresswoman, mukhang ikaw mas magaling sa mathematics eh.
So 140 billion po ang kailangan to be able to vaccinate 60% to 70% of Filipinos.
Oh.
That's a zero out-of-pocket expenditure. So talagang ang goal naman po natin is to vaccinate the Filipinos na zero out-of-pocket po. So with that, I think the 70B, kukulangin because that's just for 1 dose. So yung
Correct.
iniisip po natin siguro, vaccinate 60% ng Filipinos with 72, 73 billion, pang 1 dose lang po yun.
Ayun.
So,
So, ano ang nagiging usapan ninyo? Tama, may pasensya ka na. Sabi siya, mahina ako sa math eh. So 140 billion ang kailangan. Ang inestimate nila, ang iniipon nila 70 billion, ang uutangin 70 billion. Eh saan tayo kukuha ng pera? And does it necessarily follow that everyone is out of pocket? Because I know a lot of people in the private sector who would tell you, magkano ka mo? 2 million. Eh yung RT-PCR lang 2,000 per vaccination. Eh yung RT-PCR lang 5,000 na. Most people will say, ako na ang magbabayad ng bakuna ko para lang madali.
po natin 70% of the Filipinos were well, yung other population talaga, I'm sure they can very much pay for their own vaccines, no? We're just
Yeah.
talking about 60 to 70% of the Filipinos na pwedeng mag out of pocket, zero out of pocket expenses. So
You
that's
know, alam mo, na-realize ko, Congresswoman ko, that's why I like talking to people like you. Kasi kung 70% lang ng population ang iba-vaccinate natin, well, then the government and the president is being true to his word. Ang pababakunahan lang nila out of pocket and libre ay yung mahirap. Yung the rest of the 30% of the Philippine population, it is not about herd immunity. It is about we cover the poor, kayong mayaman o may kaya, you're on your own. So essentially, yun.
yeah, well, I guess it's what you can say equitable.
Mhm.
Siguro, well, of course, mahirap naman po talaga na mag out of pocket kung sa mahihirap po, mahirap talaga na $20 ba naman times 2 at plus shipping cost, plus handling cost, talaga mahirapan po sila. So that's why talagang we wanted na mag zero out of pocket expenses ang poorest of the poor sa ating bansa. And then maybe yeah, that's why maybe the rest, maybe we can ask for maybe a whole of society kind of fundraising movement para po matugunan din the others.
Yeah, but I guess the government is essentially by making this declaration, hindi ka ba concerned na parang hinati mo na naman yung Pilipinas? Hindi ka, no? Hinahati na naman ng gobyernong Duterte yung kabuuan ng lipunan natin. Parang, okay, tutulungan lang namin yung mahirap kasi yung mahirap pro-Duterte, yung mayaman hindi pro-Duterte. Parang ganon, it's like, I'm worried about that because, this 30% are all taxpayers. This 30% are all producers, manufacturers, business persons. Parang, okay, ganyan na naman tayo. Yun na namang mga mahihirap, inuna mo, pero kami initsipwera ninyo. Are you not concerned about that as a representative? Because, I mean, you're representing all barangays, all barangay workers. Hindi ba nyo napapag-usapan sa Congress yan na hindi dapat ganun ang ating policy? Kasi marami rin namang mayaman kumampi kay Presidente Duterte o sumuporta kay Presidente Duterte.
Yes, well, of course, it's a matter of prioritization po. No? We're just saying na tutulungan din natin yung mga nahihirapan. Of course, we're very much, we really want na everyone, every Filipino will be vaccinated with zero out-of-pocket expenses. But reality, impossible po talaga for the government to be able to provide for everybody. So I think it's a matter of prioritizing the health workers first, of course, the COVID patients, and then the poor. Ganun po siguro yung what I'm saying is ganun ipaprioritize.
Yeah, what about guaranteed accessibility for all? Kasi ang nag-worry ako kung and I'm behind this, no. I support that we vaccinate 70% and fine, let's vaccinate all those who cannot afford it. Sabi ko nga sa'yo kanina na most of us would be willing. Yun, nakakabili nga ng mamahalin ng mga cellphone, pati yung security guard. Kaya naman natin siguro magpabakuna. But the question is, is there anything being done to make sure that the vaccine will be accessible to all? Kasi ako talaga, ang worry ko, Congresswoman, yung ano ba, yung nangyari dito sa RT-PCR, dahil ang hirap makahanap ng material noon, ng lab, ng testing, aba, sky's the limit sa singilan. Porque may kaya yung tao, hino-hold up na.
Well, that's true. Because it's a worldwide pandemic, talagang unahan. Ang laban dito, unahan po talaga sa pagbili, no? And talagang mahirap na we're talking about different countries na nag-uunahan para makakuha ng vaccines, no? So, I guess talagang it's all a matter of planning. Siguro if we have a better plan to vaccinate mga priority people, mga senior, well, we know
Yeah.
naman kung sino po prioritize. So I think it's a matter of making sure that may plano, and then if of course dapat available talaga to everybody. Dapat, I mean, if it will become public, edi obviously dapat nasa barangay health centers yung vaccination.
Exactly.
So dapat
Oh.
talaga available to everybody.
Ayun, yun po kasi yun yung hawak ninyo, yung barangay. Kasi ang nakakatakot niyan, baka pag pumunta yung nasa mga villages, pumunta sa barangay, wala dito kasi village tayo eh. Punta kayo doon sa village. Anyway, Congresswoman, thank you very much for your time this morning. Pasensya ka na, medyo nagising mo yung utak kong makulit. Nagising mo doon sa mga data na yon. In any case, I do pray that all of this is put in order, and sana naman your call to pay attention to the actual budget required will be given notice by the national government. And do stay safe, healthy, and strong, and keep up the good work, Congresswoman.
Thank you very much po, sir, and good morning.
Okay, that's Congresswoman Angelica Natasha ko. Medyo, nako, pagpasensyahan nyo na. No? Alam nyo kasi, sa trabaho ko, I have to respond, react, analyze, or basically put a flashlight on things na hindi napapag-usapan. And when Congresswoman ko pointed out na, oy, baka yung budget, akala ko, baka naman hindi problema yun. But I realized, tama siya eh. Kung yung mathematics natin eh. Sabi kasi ng gobyerno, at least last week, 73 billion for 70%. Ilagay mo na lang sa 100 million ng population natin, ibig sabihin, 1,000 kada turok. Paano kung 2 turok, double dose nga yung vaccine? Di 140 million, hindi 1.4 trillion. Talaga yung mathematics ko, ewan ko. Anyway, 140 million. Di 50% lang pala yung pera mo. Paano na yung pangalawang, yung booster shot? Kumbaga, yun yung tatapos ng bakunahan eh. And then sabi, 70 million or 70% for herd immunity. Di okay na, sige, nandun na yung herd immunity. Pero nagkataon, obviously, 70% of the population is also the poor Filipino. So, well, that's good. Socially, it is socially equally, it equalizes. It is good for the poor people who, we really have to accept that. We live in a third world country. Kahit na Inglesero tayo, third world pa rin tayo. So, okay, natulungan natin yung poor. Pero paano naman yung 30% na lahat namamasukan, nagtatrabaho, nagnenegosyo, etc. Parang sinabi mo, hindi, you're on your own. And President Duterte said that. Yung mga mayayaman, bahala na sila. They pay for themselves. We cannot pay for everyone. Medyo may parang alam nyo, sorry, no? And even if the President were listening, I say this with all due respect, no? Magkakaroon ng issue doon eh. Parang sandali, sila lang lab mo, digong, kami hindi mo lab. O sabihin natin hindi lab. Okay, fine lang. But we need to make sure that if the government cannot bankroll or pay for everyone, at least make sure that for the 30 million or 40 million Filipinos who are in the upper economic bracket, will have access to the vaccines at the same cost. Kasi ang walang yang mangyayari dito ay yung nangyari sa RT-PCR when people could not get their hands on the testing, whatever came in was priced incredibly maliciously priced up to this day, pinagkakakitahan and nagiging problema. So I am just hoping, and that is the whole point. Let's focus on accessibility for all. If you are poor, the government, the Duterte administration will cover you. If you are not poor and you have capacity to pay, then you can pay the amount to any government or barangay health center or wherever designated, and you can get the vaccination there. Baka ang mangyari lang kasi nito, katulad dito sa mga mandando ng DOTR, itong mga cashless payment. By this date, kailangan cashless payment na dyan sa mga expressway. Kanya, ayun, nagkawindang-windang, biglang kung saan-saan kailangan ngayon magtayo ng pag-stickering. Sabi, ano connection nun? Yun nga po, kasi biglang babahanan naman ng tao. Lahat gustong magpabakuna. So, access to all. We will go for a break at baka lagnatin si Gabriel here on Agenda. Okay, you're back here on Agenda, and I am Cito Beltran, your host. Please stay tuned for more because alam niyo po, yun yung maganda dito sa mga discussions na ganito. Biglang may susulpot na mapapag-isipan natin, ano? And speaking of mapapag-usapan, let's go to the former advisor, National Task Force versus COVID-19, a regular on Agenda, an experienced cardiologist and a health advocate. We have with us Dr. Anthony Leachon. Doc Tony, good morning.
Good morning, Cito. Magandang umaga sa iyo. Magandang umaga po.
Okay, kamusta ba? Ano bang ginagawa mo? What have you been up to nowadays? It seems that the crisis is beginning to kind of tone down. It's still there, pero hindi tayo yung bang parang watching your back kung may tatama sa yung COVID o wala. What have you been up to?
Three things, Cito. I'm back in my clinic. At Manila Doctors Hospital, and it's a hybrid type of clinic, Cito. 50% face-to-face and 50% telemedicine.
Mhm.
And then I'm leading a civic organization helping Quezon City. That's the Kill COVID. So
Yeah.
we're helping Mayor Joy Belmonte. And the third one, I'm advisor to some of the local government units in the National Capital Region to Mayor Isko, Mayor Toby, Mayor Joy, and of course to Mayor Magalong, and also to Secretary Anyo
Mm.
on a regular basis. So nagbibigay pa rin tayo ng output sa kanila, particularly right now that we're flattening the curve and going into the vaccine procurement and hopefully distribution next year. Yan, Sito,
Okay.
yung pinagkakabalahan ko ngayon.
Well, congratulations. At least active ka pa rin, ano? Kasi ako, pag ako tinanong mo, puro nagpipintura, nagkakarpentry, nagtutubero.
Nagtatanim, may plansito ka, Sito eh. I
Okay.
read your article eh. It's nice, ha?
Well, at least we all need to have something to show for all the months we've stayed under COVID-19, di ba? But going back to the more serious topic of vaccines, you've worked for a multinational pharmaceutical company, and you're very familiar with medicines, etc. Ang tanong, kasi biglang may mga, some doctors in government, well, one doctor in government in particular, seemed to prefer or was saying, mas type niya this vaccine from this company because of the handling issues for vaccines. Because when one company came out, sinabi nila, kailangan kasi yung aming vaccine must be stored in a refrigeration or container that is negative 73 degrees yata yun. And then another company said, we are only requiring negative 2 to negative, no, 2, 2 to 8 degrees, etc. Eh, dito sa Pilipinas, issue ba yan or is that just simply a question of preparation? Kasi someone correctly pointed out, pare ko, 7,100 islands tayo. Sabihin mo na lang 7,000 islands, mahirap ikalat yung bakuna kung some places na dinadala yung bakuna na nakabangka. Pwede ba yung lagay sa dry ice? Di ba ganun yung dating, yung old school system? Meron tayong mga ice box, tapos nilalagyan ng dry ice, doon nakalagay yung mga bakuna.
Okay. Sito, ang projections kasi for this year, 3 bakuna ang makakakuha ng FDA approval. Ang una na nag-file ay yung Pfizer ng emergency use authorization. Ang sabi ng US FDA, they will be able to come up with a decision on December 10 so that on December 11, they will release 50 million doses for vaccination in the US. Yun pala, Sito, they call it manufactured at risk. Ibig sabihin, naghanda na sila ng 50 million so that for the end of the year, may mababakuna na sila. Ang second, ang EUA ginagawa yan kung meron ka ng efficacy and safety profile. Ang susunod, Moderna, na meron lang efficacy pa, wala pang safety data, kaya hindi pa nakapag-apply sa sa FDA. At ang huli, ang AstraZeneca, na meron data about 70 to 90% efficacy rate. Again, hindi pa nakapag-apply, pero they are projected to apply by the end of December. Now, sa Pilipinas, ang unang-unang kino-consider namin bago yung logistics ay yung efficacy and safety as parameters. Dapat effective yung gamot at saka safe. Ngayon, saka isipin namin yung attendant problems which are actually logistics and of course yung packaging kung may problema. Kasi nagiging nawawala yung visa ng medications kasi pagka hindi mo naintindi yun. And the latest na narinig ko from the headquarters ng Pfizer, they will come up with a nice packaging na temperature stable, nasa dry ice sila kasi they have to market it across the globe.
Mm.
So nakaprepara sila diyan for this kind of problem. But of course, logistically, you will have a problem kasi uh, in the peripheral areas ng country, outside the national capital region, wala tayong ganong uh, uh, cold chain infrastructure. Pero I heard 3 days ago that Swillig is the largest distribution
Oh.
company in the Philippines, ready pala sa ganitong situation. So that's a silver lining. Ngayon, yung dalawa, stable ang refrigerator or storage facilities, which is Moderna and Astra. Ako, whatever na unang dumating, kasi government has actually pala has 3 deals right now na may magpi-prepayment na. Okay, tapos na yun sa Pfizer, na-aproban ng presidente 2 days ago. Meron silang agreement to be signed November 30 with Astra. And then the other one is the Chinese Sinovac. So sa akin, the more, the merrier kasi ganun talaga ang mangyayari nun. Okay sana yung Pfizer, ang nagmahal lang yung cold chain facilities kasi it will be sold $5 bulk purchase, yung Astra naman ay 2.5. So sabi ko, the more vaccines in the market, the better kasi hindi naman mo-order ng buong gobyerno yung supply sila kasi paghahati-hatian ng buong mundo. So say, kung 100 billion tayo, you get 20 million from Pfizer, 20 million sa Moderna, 20 million sa Astra, and then you have the Johnson and Johnson na lalabas, and Covax, Novax, and then may dadating pang Russian vaccine and 2 other vaccines. So sa akin, the more na, the merrier, marami kang choice. So sa akin, positive development pa rin yan na Cito.
Okay, that's good to know. At least sa'yo na medyo magaling naman yung sources mo rin, Tony, na Doc Tony, na yung nagkapirmahan na sa Pfizer, yung sa Astra magkakapirmahan end of the month, and then ano pa ba yun? Yung isa. In any case, ang tanong ko, no, yung sa China, yung
China,
China,
G2G, government to government, ang nag-organize pala nito Federation of the Philippine Chinese Chamber of Commerce. So G2G pala yung sa Chinese. And
okay.
then
Ang tanong ko, no, kasi baka mamaya kakantsawan na naman ako ng mga kakilala nating nanonood ng programa. Ako po kasi mahilig ako yung gumagawa ng hack. Yung sabi ng mga bata, life hack, kitchen hack. Yung gagamitin mo ang isang bagay intended for one purpose, but you hack it so that you can modify it to apply to another purpose. Ngayon, nabanggit mo yung storage, cold chain storage facility, whatever. Hindi ba pwede yung mga sub-zero freezers nung pang-beer? Kasi natatandaan ko, bago nagbagsakan itong COVID-19 na ito, ang daming bar, sikat na, yun ang pinagyayabang nila. We have sub-zero. In fact, na-meet ko nga yung nagpo-promote nun. Sabi ko, pwede bang makabili ng isa? Kasi yun daw, sabi nila, sub-zero talaga, below zero talaga yung storage. Pwede na ba yun para din sa mga vaccine na yan, lalo na yung sa Pfizer?
Pwede yan. I just spoke with my former boss na dapat yung at least yung sa San Miguel kay Ramon Ang. Kasi di ba yung mga ice cream yan at saka mga San Miguel at saka wide naman yung distribution. At saka I think meron ngayong call ang tycoons ang mga billionaires tumulong right now to step up to the plate. I think Ayala, the T families and the MVP and Ramon Ang, lahat sila tulong-tulong, and all the other distribution company tutulong yata kay Secretary Galvez. I think narinig ko yan in one of the statements of Secretary Galvez, and that's good na to step up to the plate yung privilege, ika nga anything from these guys na tumulong lalo na sa vaccination, kasi that will also benefit the business kasi kung hindi tayo makakapagbakuna, then hindi tayo makaka-reopen na economy, and the faster na magagawa natin, the better. Kasi nabahala lang ako doon sa projections na 5-year plan yung 3 to 5-year plan yung vaccine plan. Ang projection ko niyan sana 2 taon lang. Kasi kung 2 taon, mas mabilis tayong makakabalik sa ating buhay. So dapat tumulong na yung private sector kasi this will affect also the economy. Kung 3 to 5 years on Sito, may deep concern, matagal 'yon. So dapat yung private sector knowing na mga may empleyado sila at meron silang gamit for the cold chain, tumulong na sa pag-distribute kasi hindi kakayanin ang ganitong bagay.
Kumbaga, itatap itong mga retailers na ito or distributors, itatap sila para gagamitin na yung kanilang network para mapadala lahat itong mga bakuna to designated points, barangay health clinics, etc. Tapos, yun ang mga health workers ang uupak ng bakuna.
Ayan, tama. Kasi Sito, tama kausap ko lang yung aking best friend sa Pfizer dati. Si Mr. Danny Chong, who's the Chief Operating Officer ng Watson.
Okay.
Sabi niya, Doc, hindi pupunta yan sa clinic ang mga doktor kasi bawal doon ang social distancing problem million yung babakunahan mo. Ang logistic yan, Doc, yung mga exhibition hall, lalaki dun sa mga SM papipilahin mo and then you mobilize the whole medical community para lahat yan. Let's say Mercury. Kasi saan mo nga naman, naisip ko nga Sito bago ka pumunta sa opisina ko ngayon, merong ante-room muna sa baba and then tatawagin ng security saka kaakyat kasi hindi pwede magtabi-tabi yung mga pasyente sa waiting area million itong babakunahan mo. So dapat ito football field, kasing laki talaga nung SMX na kaya 7,000 people sa pag-convention namin at nakapila, naka-schedule. Yan ang nakikita ko. Since you have malls all over the country, Ayala and SM, napakaganda nun na kunyari vaccine week. Lahat kayo, lahat ng doktor nationwide, punta kayo dito, ito yung bakuna. Yun ang maganda Sito mangyayari. Yun ang imagination ko Sito. Since nandun din yung mga produkto ng mga beer and ice cream, lahat doon pupunta. Ganun ang nakikita kong public and private.
Parang nakikita ko yung eksena, Doc Tony. Tila tayo, bakuna. Bakunado na ako. Tara, mag-beer muna tayo.
parang Sito, ganun na yung mall, ililibre muna. Wala mo na shopping yan muna today. Lahat kayo pumila. Ito schedule nyo. The names, kunyari, Cito Beltran, naka-schedule ka dito. Pagkita mo, meron ng mga, may mga silya na. Yan ang na-imagine ko alam mo naman mag-isip yung kaibigan ko. Dok, yan ang ini-envision ko. Na yung buong mall na yun, wala mo na yun. Magpabakuna mo kayo. Kasi hindi pwede sa ospital Kasi takot ang tao nga pumunta sa hospital para magpunta for check-up
Physically, hospitals are not designed as immunization centers. I mean, the system has always been, and you're the doctor in this discussion, it has always been to spread everything as thinly as possible so that everybody is covered but no one is contaminated in this area of COVID-19.
You're correct. Kasi the farther you are from the National Capital Region, mas konti ang doktor at hospital Pero sa bawat region, meron ka malalaking malls. 'Di ba?
So at saka ano ba saan ba sa Pilipinas hindi umaabot ang Smart? Saan ba hindi umaabot ang Ginebra, 'di ba? Ang San Miguel,
ang Metrobank. Lahat sila tutulong So na-imagine ko 'yan, imagine parang Avengers 'yan at saka Marvel superheroes. Magtulong-tulong yung mga magagaling na distribution. May FedEx ka, may DHL ka. Ang lahat na yan, expertise lahat yan, Sito, through the years kung magtulong-tulong lahat yan, yung ang maganda niya, mag-summit sila Mag-summit, ito na, dadating na yung bakuna. Paano natin yan ibabakuna considering limited ang mga sundalo magbakuna niyan? Hindi, napakadali. Mobilize the 70,000 medical community all over the country. And then saan gagawin? In a large area. na pwede doon. Parang gano'n naiisip ko eh. Volunteerism work to eh, Sito.
Oh, hindi.
Oh, ako,
Nandiyan na tayo. Lahat naman ng mga tycoons, lahat ng mga big corporations dito sa Pilipinas ay tutulong at tutulong. Malinaw naman yan. Ano? I guess you're correct there because si Danny Chong was correct there. Kasi aabutin pa raw at least 1 to 1.5 years bago natin physically makikita yung bakuna na yan dito sa Pilipinas. 1 to 1.5 years is enough time for every barangay in the Philippines na maglistahan na ng lahat ng papabakunahan at mag-schedule na. Kasi baka mamaya unahin pa nitong mga tinamaan ng ewan yung eleksyon eh. Di ba? May eleksyon kasi in 2022. Baka kung 2022 lumabas yung bakuna, doon pa magsabayan. So I think
oh,
magpalista na lahat ngayon at gumawa. In any case, go ahead, Doc Tony, you were saying.
yan ang idea, you got it eh. Yan ang sabi ni Danny, may listahan na preparado ayon dun sa priority ng government. Let's say, healthcare workers, essential workers, the poorest of the poor. Meron na silang schedule eh, nasa yesterday.
Yeah, kanina sabi mo na yung nadinig mo, nabalitaan mo, yung program of vaccination might take 5 years. At least yung parang nasagap mo, no? Pero
yes sir, nasa ano, pronounced talaga ng Secretary Galvez kasi it's impossible na let's say 20 million, 20 million. Naisip ko kagabi, napanood ko kasi siya eh, in that ano, parang sabi ko kailangan 'to ng tulong ng iba kasi narinig ko sa kaibigan ko that it can be feasible in 2 years. Simul yun ang gusto kong sabihin sana. Kasi meron ding isang CEO of a huge company, tinext ako nung makita 3 to 5 years. Sabi niya, 3 to 5 years, Tony, ang hirap niyan. Kasi gusto na natin mag-reopen na economy. Dapat paano mo gagawin yan? Napag-isip-isip ko yung senaryong yan na sabi nung kaibigan, alam mo naman mag-isip yung mga marketing na yan. Sabay-sabay yan, 2 taon. Para
Tony,
isang... Mm.
yeah, Tony, kasi kung sabihin natin, assuming that Secretary Galvez, based on what's available to him, kasi alam mo, matinong tao naman yan si Secretary Galvez, hardworking, he's a fact-based person. Assuming that what he is saying is correct, am I correct in assuming na pag pinahaba natin ng 5 years itong immunization program in the Philippines, baka ilan pang tao ang mahahawa at mamamatay within a 5-year period? Kasi right now, nasa ilan ba tayo? Nasa 8,000 na tayo. We're already 8,000 dead.
8,142.
8,142 in 8 months.
Correct.
You're talking 5 years.
Tapos baka may magka-surge pa tayo, Sito, kasi sa Europe ngayon, nagka-surge, sa Amerika nagka-surge, sa Japan triple wave na sila ngayon. Kasi with social mobility, may gagalaw na yan. Imposibleng walang gagalaw, magkaka-surge ka. So ang naiisip ko diyan, madalian na bakunahan yung 70 million. Let's say 25, 25, 25 para mayroon ka kaagad na herd immunity. Yun ang strategy. The strategy is to vaccinate 50 to 75% right away sa population. Magkaka-herd immunity ka. And ang strategy na nakikita ko dyan is to attack the financial epicenter, NCR, and the hotspots. NCR kasi 12 million yan eh. Sama mo ng Calabarzon and Central Luzon, yan ang kailangan mo. Kasi you have to attack the hotspots na nakikita ko. And then Cebu City, Davao City, and the Cagayan.
Well, either we do this all together or we're going to have complications. Kasi if I follow that approach na 20 million, 20 million, or NCR Region 4 muna kasi ito yung economic hub, nako, magwawala yung mga Cebuano, magwawala yung mga tiga Mindanao. So sabihin, bakit kayo nauna? Tao rin kami, Pilipino rin kami. And then yung sinasabi mong pag may batches by batches, Di syempre, kung nabakunahan na ako, ba't pa ako magmamas? Nabakunahan na ako eh. Di, meron na naman tayong second layer of
Ah,
problems. So, we need to do it, one time, big
yeah.
time.
Yeah, ang naisip ko lang no'n with due respect to our kababayan kasi tinitingnan ko everyday po yung, hotspot area. Talagang
Oh.
hotspot area po. Mga kababayan pasensya na po kayo, ha. Ang ngayon pong number 1 hotspot Davao City,
Hmm.
at gabi Luwag City nag-MECQ sila, mas mataas sa GCQ, kasi may galawan. So nakikita ko talaga po, kasi 60% po kasi ng, atin pong financial capital po ay nandun sa NCR at nandito po sa Calabarzon going to the Luzon area. Ngayon sa buong Pilipinas naman po, Davao po ngayon ang hotspot. So ang nakikita ko po, yun ho ang priority. At, ang tingin ko yung private sector will take up the cudgels naman. Ato naiisip ko sa Kill COVID dun sa civil society, kunyari
Oh.
1,000 pesos. Magre-raise ho kami ng, campaign na bakuna mo, sagot ko. Kunyari, I can afford let's say 5 persons, at
Oh.
may magvo-volunteer ako to get para yung iba na yan ho ang campaign na, gusto kong gawin for the civil society. For those, much has been given, as much is expected according
Hmm.
to the Bible. Yan ho ang ina-advocacy ako ngayon.
Eh,
Ah,
uso naman yan, Doc Tony. Sorry to cut you, no? But uso naman yan. Kasi Pasko, kung if I can give 10 people a vaccination for Christmas, di ba marami sa atin nagpapadala ng card. In lieu of a present, we have given money to an orphanage, or we have donated money to the tree planting program, etc. Ito naman, in lieu of your gift, we have donated to a life-saving program,
yeah,
bakuna mo, sagot ko. Ayun,
tama
tama
yan.
yan. Oo.
Ang ganda ng suggestion mo, sa-suggest ko pa lang 'yan sa board namin na bakuna mo, sagot ko, buhay mo, sagot ko. Na instead
Oo.
na gift na nga, 'yun ngang bakuna 'yun. So let's say, 2,000 o pagpalagay mo 1,000 per dose, 2,000. Eh, kakain ka lang minsan sa Max, 2,000 na, eh. So, 'yun ang regalo mo kung
Mm.
makaka-afford ka. Parang graduation kami no'n sa UST Medicine, some of our classmates hindi maka-attend dahil ang iba hindi pinalad. Naku, ini-sponsor ko nun, naalala ko 20 na mga batchmates ko magbayad ako, "O sige, para maka-attend tayo." So gano'n ang naiisip ko, lahat kami naka-attend ngayong tuloy ng graduation. So
Ay,
dapat,
okay. Sandali, maubusan na tayo ng oras, but at least kung namo-monitor naman tayo ng mga kaibigan natin sa Kongreso sa Malacanang, sana mapag-usapan yung mga issue na yan, ano? And also, ano itong nabalitaan ko, yung anak mo raw pumasa na, doktor na?
oo, pumasa ka kagabi, pumasa siya,
Congratulations, si Jolo. Jolo,
si Jolo.
okay, Leachon, okay.
Oo. Nakakatuwa kasi very challenging sila sa COVID, eh. Alam mo naman na yung huling board exam kaya natakot kami 56% lang ang pumasa. Kagabi lumabas, 70%. Alam mo tapos during that time nung kumuha sila ng board exam, bumabaha at saka umuulan.
Aha.
So siyempre ikaw bilang ama, hinahatid-hatid mo sila, okey ba ang pag-iisip mo ngayon? At oo, okey papa hirap. Kaya lang sabi nila napakahirap maging doktor in this present time tito, kasi your life will be in danger as well, eh. Sabi ko yan ang propesyon na niyakap natin, eh, oh. So
Mm.
sabi ko, oh, kaya nung pumasa last night, nakakatuwa na meron ng tayong doktor, 3,500 doctors ang nakapasa. Ah Congratulations to everyone, and I'm sure, Christmas 'yan for everyone kasi
I think, yeah,
the
yeah.
more doctors we have, the more doctors na makakatulong sa pandemyang 'to.
Well, I think graduating during the time of COVID-19 gives greater meaning to their role, to their purpose, and to all the sacrifices that you, the parents, have gone through, and investments you have made, because you're not just investing on the future of a son, you invested on the lives of Filipinos. Thank you very much, Dr. Leachon, and congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much, Cito. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, yan po si Dr. Leachon, the proud father of Dr. Jolo Leachon. Pero parang ayoko tawagin Jolo kasi dapat Holo. Holo, palaban di ba? But anyway, ang corny ko. In any case, we'll go for a break and when we come back, puntahan natin yung another regular here on agenda. We will be speaking with Undersecretary Epimaco Densing III sa DILG. Makibalita naman tayo. Kamusta na dyan sa DILG at ano yung mga dapat nating malaman? We'll be right back here on agenda. Welcome back to the program agenda. I'm Cito Beltran, your host, and you are watching us via Signal TV channels 8 and 250. And if hindi pa kayo nakaka-subscribe sa Signal TV, I encourage you, I invite you to do so because you will enjoy many more programs na marami kayong matututunan. Ako basta home ikananay, basta sa mga construction, tungkol sa mga sasakyan, I just keep watching it on Signal TV. In any case, let's go to our next guest, and he is a regular of Agenda. Let's speak with Undersecretary Epimaco Densing III of the Department of Interior and Local Government. Sir, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Cito, and to your thousands and millions of followers.
Sana po, sana po. Sana magdilang anghel ka. In any case, mukhang pumayat ka yata, sir, o dahil lang nakaitim ka? Mukhang pumayat ka eh.
Pumayat ako.
Hmm.
I lost, nung sa COVID, I lost around 18 pounds. Then regained another 15. I lost another few more pounds. At maraming trabaho.
Well, okay na.
I've been out of
Maraming...
the house already, regularly, 5 times a week, 6 times a week.
Well, congratulations. And alam mo, kumisan, many people will say, grabe itong COVID, it's a curse, it's a bad experience. But, you know, for some of us, it has been a life-changing, positive challenge kasi marami tayong natutunan at nabago. Like you and me, pareho tayong lahi ng mga di ba, lahi ng pag makaamoy lang ng chicharong bulaklak, tumataba. In any case,
Totoo yan.
Usec Densing, on serious matters, first of all, siguro tatanong ko lang, no, kasi may mga nagsusumbong sa akin tungkol sa basura. A lot of people in different barangays, Cavite, San Mateo, nagsasabi, tulungan nyo naman kami kasi yung basura dito hindi na kukuha. There seems to have been a slight delay. Yan ba umabot na sa sa pansin ng DILG itong garbage issue, especially in the affected areas, San Mateo, Rodriguez, etc.?
For the past months, none at the moment, no. But we would welcome any reports from our kababayans in the area. Pag nakuha namin yung report, what we'll do is ibabato namin yan sa aming mga local government operations officers, yung field officers namin, para sabihan yung local chief executive of their responsibility of bringing out the trash in their neighborhood. So if we can get those reports, so much the better, para masabihan namin yung mga mayors.
Okay, so patawag pansin ko na lang sa iyo, Usec, kasi siyempre, alam mo, marami yan. Baka mas maganda yung ma-email lang o ma-text blast lahat itong mga opisyal na ito. Oy, kamusta ba yung basura sa inyong lugar? At baka makita namin sa Facebook. Actually, yung iba nag-post sa Facebook eh. Kaya merong isang barangay sa Cavite, pinost sa Facebook yung pader-pader na basura. After 2 days, nandun yung kapitana, galit na galit, binabantayan yung paghakot eh. In any
We
case...
can assure the public, pag umabot yan sa amin, talagang masasabihan yung local chief executive, whether barangay captain or mayor, masasabihan po.
Okay, now for the bigger issue, kasi you have to forgive me if I'm cynical kasi alam mo, umabot na ako itong edad na ito na gala ako sa mga bulubundukin, mga isla, and I've known that illegal logging and illegal mining has long been in existence, you know, even in past administration, so many presidents ago, lagi ng problema yan. Pero ngayon mukhang again it is confronting the national government and the DILG. What is the situation now?
Well, first of all, we all knew and know and experienced by some of us the negative impact of this illegal mining, illegal quarrying, illegal logging, no? And if you look at the history of these activities, lalo na yung ating gobyerno, it's always a hit and run program. When you hit and run is, nagkaroon ng issue ng illegal logging, papasok si gobyerno, then bigla na lang mawawala. Pag mayroong illegal mining, papasok si gobyerno, then pag hindi na pag-usapan, biglang nawawala. I think that the president is now thinking right now of again putting up, I hope that he will do this, an interagency task force to focus on the issues of illegal mining and illegal logging. And hopefully, these task forces can be permanent in nature. Alam niyo, very successful si Presidente pag nag-create siya ng task force. Manila Bay Task Force, Boracay Task Force, Anti-Illegal Drugs Task Force, because it's interagency. So nagkakaroon ng, more or less in my experience, nagkakaroon ng bantayan. Pag hindi gumalaw yung isang ahensya, napapansin ng kasamang ahensya. So nagiging effective ang interagency task force. And this is what we call the whole of government approach. And hopefully this can also be done. Otherwise, ang mangyayari lang dito magiging hit and run. Right now, DILG, DNR, and PNP are now finishing our report on the illegal mining activities or illegal mining activities in Ginobatan, Bicol. We were also tasked to investigate illegal logging in Cagayan, Isabela, and also in the Bicol region. So, baka kasi mawala Cito eh. Kaya napaka-importante mag-interagency or put up a task force that is permanent in nature. And hopefully we'll be able to do that.
Usec Densing, paano yung situation na ang sarap patayin, nakakaawa, ang sarap patayin pero nakakahiyang buhayin, sabi nga nila, or I don't know how it goes anymore. Kasi may situation na damned if you do, damned if you don't sa mga probinsya. Like for instance, quarrying. Quarrying, doon lang sa isang lugar namin, meron kaming lupa na hindi na namin napupuntahan kasi nagkaroon ng quarrying, gumuho yung bundok. So yung daanan nawala rin. But you know, many local government officials attest to the fact that you know we need to quarry somewhere somehow so that we can use the material for our infrastructure, local infrastructure development or yung paglalandfill ng para sa mga ginagawa nila. Some will tell you, and I know this from experience dahil alam mo naman 7 taon ako dyan sa Palawan, taong bundok din ako. At sasabihin sa'yo ng mga illegal logger, pare, si Mayor, ako rin naman ang pupuntahan. Iputol mo nga kami ng ganitong troso, ganitong tabla. Pagkatapos, pag nakuha na nila yung kahoy nila, illegal logger na kami. Yung bang ganong situation, how do you resolve that? The reality that the LGUs need materials and go to these people and thereby end up parang pinabayaan na lang, kung mga living with the devil, you know.
Well, two things, no? One, when we talk about quarrying, to some extent there are quarrying that is allowed, no, under the law, and that's why the DNR comes into the picture to give them permits, no, to do the quarrying, including the local government. So, to some extent, may allowed talaga, no? And before yan binibigyan ng permit, there's a study being made before that activity is done na walang masisirang kalikasan natin, no? Or nobody will get have negative impact on the effect of those quarrying. That's number one. Number two, we really have to redo the way our local chief executives are thinking, and this should be consistently done to educate them about these things about illegal logging and illegal mining. And thirdly, ang importante dito yung taong bayan, at binanggit nga rin to several times si Secretary Anyo, na for the people, I mean, it's about time that our people really think about the local chief executives that they elect into office. Alam naman nilang illegal logger yung si Mayor. Alam naman nila protector ng illegal mining. Bakit pa rin nila pinapaupo sa pwesto? And of course, there are a lot of factors why these people win and sit into office. But again, people need to already to stand up, speak up, and choose the right leaders. Yun talaga ang importante na mangyari ngayon. Even with the system, with the correct system, if we put in the wrong people, then walang mangyayari sa system. And of course, worst thing is if the system is wrong from the very beginning. So, meron ding responsibilidad ng taong bayan, no? To elect the right leaders, and at the same time, when they're already there, to tell us in the higher levels of government if they do something wrong or illegal.
Okay, what is the position of the DILG regarding the proposal or call of the Foundation for Economic Freedom, where they say, para matigil yan, ibalik yung legalized or legal tree farming para may pagkukunan ng mga kahoy yung mga Pilipino, yung mga local governments, and legalize yung mining. Kumbaga, wag kontrahin, kung hindi ayusin. where is the DILG on that? Kasi many local government units would say, saan naman kami kukuha ng kahoy? Saan kami kukuha ng panambak? Puro kayo illegal this, illegal that. And I'm not throwing it at your face, Usec Densing, no? Binibigyan ko lang ng drama yung sagot sa akin ng itong mga LGU na ito.
Well, I think there should be a clear-cut national policy on that, no? Because right now, sa aking pananaw, shaw-shaw, no? We leave it to the national government agency, specifically the DNR, to create that policy, and hopefully the policy will be much clearer and much direct, no? In the sense na there's no need to interpret. And with that, if the policy is clear, it should be consulted with the local government officials. The problem we have right now...
Sorry, Usec, pasensya ka na. Shouldn't we be consulting the local government? Kasi tama ka sinabi nga ni Secretary Anyo, mamili kasi kayo ng matinong mga mayor, local government official. Pero
that's what I was about to say. That after the national policy has been developed, it should be consulted before even issued with the local governments. In fact, itong sa COVID-19 natin, for the past months, before we even issue a policy that will have an impact on how the local officials will govern their local government units, kinukonsulta na sa kanila. We talked with the officials of the League of Provinces, League of Cities, and League of Municipal Mayors. Then we finalized the policy to be issued. So consultation is key, no? And we have to make the local officials conscious about these national policies. Because ako, in my experience, maraming policies ang issued ang national government that the mayor does not even know. Worst case, they do not understand. For example, yung policy natin ngayon, kalalabas lang namin, sabi namin, pwede na ang sabong pero no audience sabong. For the past 3 days, I've been deluged by reports that there are sabong on the ground na may tao. So it's either sinasadya nila or hindi nila alam. So yun ang ating senaryo ngayon.
Oo, kasi ayun nga, naging issue na nga yan, pati yung online sabong. Kasi sinasabi nung iba, may online sabong, dapat kami rin may on-the-ground sabong. So parang interpretation. In any case, in all of this, kasi a lot of talk, but has anyone been caught? Dahil mayroon pang pinadalang mga chopper, natatawa nga ako doon Alam ng mga chopper kung saan pupunta Diyan, ayan ang mga sabi ko, kung alam nyo kung nasaan yung illegal logger, matagal nyo nang nakikita yung illegal logger na yan. May nahuli na ba?
Well, prior to this catastrophe na nangyari noong karaan, per report of the Philippine National Police, we're talking about specifically Region 2, may mga nahuhuli naman. I think there was a confiscation of around 177,000 logs reported by Region 2.
Wow.
And part of the report, may 3 pulis pa na involved, no? So may nakakasuhan lang, pero ang problema nga Cito, yung consistency of doing this. Parang hit and run, and I don't like the idea of government doing a hit and run program. Dapat consistent for it to have a really positive impact on us, no? Kagaya nitong anti-illegal drugs project program ni Presidente. From 2016 until today, dire-diretso yan. So we really feel now the positive impact of this program of the government. And if you remember, yung Gallup survey a few weeks ago has really put the Philippines in the map as one of the 12 in terms of peace and order. So nagkakaroon ng effect. So if we really have to have effect on illegal logging and illegal mining, we have to be very consistent in the application. Not just a hit and run na pag meron nangyayari, nandyan, kakaso, mamuhuli, tapos after ilang buwan, pag nagkalimutan, nawala na.
Yeah, but now that's the question. Kasi when President Duterte tabled or focused on anti-drugs, he had PDEA, he had the NBI, or he has the NBI, he has the PNP, and all of them are on the ground with one direction. With this anti-illegal mine and illegal logging, karamihan yung isang pirasong forester na walang baril, etc., etc. Is that a possibility to finally, yung nakikita mo ba dun sa mga palabas sa Signal TV, dun sa History Channel, yung merong mga special forces wala silang trabaho kung hindi maghanap, manghuli ng mga poachers o illegal loggers, etc. Eh kasi no one has done that. Until we do that, I don't think anything will happen.
Tama, tama. And nag-uusap na si Secretary Anyo and Secretary Simato of the DNR for us to join forces, no? We will be putting on board also the PNP, and hopefully we can have a more consistent program that we can apply whole year round, term year round, na dire-diretso. Otherwise, again, the impact will be minuscule kasi magiging ano lang, mararamdaman lang natin saglit. Tapos babalik na naman sa dati, which is laging nangyayari for many decades in many issues of our country. So consistency of application is important.
Siguro yung mga ano ba, yung mga special action forces na nasa metropolitan areas, nasa urban centers, parang sabi ko, ba't sila nandito? Dapat padala yan doon sa mga bulubundukin, doon sa conflict areas. Eh, siguro because, of course, the PNP remains civilian in nature kahit na may pagkamilitary yung SAF, eh siguro yun, pwede natin silang gamitin as anti-illegal, anti-mining. Kanya lang, illegal mining. Kanya lang, yun ang problema natin. Dun sa 1,000 plus logs na nahuli nyo, 3 pulis. Mukhang kailangan din nating iayos yung training at mentality ng mga tao na yan.
Well, sa mga kababayan naman natin dun sa area na alam naman nila mayroong mga illegal logging, huwag na ho kayo matakot, mag-report ho kayo diretso sa amin sa National Office if you feel that the mayor is protecting these illegal loggers or the mayor himself is involved. Pwede ho kayo magpadala ng report and we will verify, no? We will keep you anonymous, we will verify, we will have somebody investigate it discreetly, and if we can have enough evidence, then we can start doing our job by showing show cause orders or kung malinaw yung ebidensya, diretso na hong kasong kriminal dun sa mga local officials involved. Huwag po tayong matakot. We encourage you to report all these things, even anonymously. Anyway, we will verify.
Okay. Meron na bang hotspots, targets right now? Wala.
Meron. Ang directive ni Secretary Ano during our MANCO meeting last Friday is for the PNP to focus illegal logging or illegal mining in the areas of Isabela, Cagayan, and the Bicol region. As I've said, anytime soon, our report on illegal mining or quarrying in Ginobatan, Bicol will come out anytime today or tomorrow, and we will submit it to the Office of the President.
Okay. Anyway, Usec Densing, marami naman tayong napag-usapan. Pahabol ko na lang, paimbestiga rin natin yung uncontrolled conversion of mountainous areas into pechay and repolyo terraces. Kasi hindi ba? Naman pinag-uusapan kasi natin pagbaha Pero parang hindi natin nakikita nakasama sa dahilan yung uncontrolled conversion of mountainous areas into vegetable terraces. Hindi po ako galit sa mga magugulay, kanya lang sama-sama yan. Parang ang wala sa focus. Usec.
We'll have it raised, no? Lahat ng issues that contributed, no, to the negative impact of the storms, no, especially bumaha nung sa Cagayan, Isabela. Lahat po namin yan i-raise. There will be a meeting soon. We're scheduling it together with the DNR, PNP, Department of Agriculture. Pag-usapan lang ho namin itong mga bagay-bagay nito para hindi na po maulit, and hopefully it can be consistently applied throughout the next year and beyond even the term of President Duterte.
Okay. Thank you very much, Usec Densing.
Thank you, Cito. Morning.
Okay, good morning. And yan po, si Usec Epimaco Densing III, Undersecretary of the DILG. At sana doon sa magiging meeting na yon mapag-usapan yung quarrying, yung vegetable terraces, at iba pa. Kasi hindi lang po illegal mining at illegal logging. Kasi actually, halos maraming lugar, halos wala nang ilalag Ang nagiging problema, ginawa ng taniman ng gulay. Tapos sobrang dami naman ng gulay na tinatapon lang din yung sobra. So parang we need to see all problems and not just traditional problems. Okay, we gotta go. We've run out of time, but it's been a pleasure talking to our guests today, and we hope that you likewise have benefited from the discussions today. Thank you very much for joining us. Happy anniversary to my beloved wife, Karen. And please do honor, love, and respect your wife and also your children, no matter how high or how ordinary you feel you are in life. God bless all of you.